In the last class, we learned how to create a database, how to create a table within that particular database, and also how to create user account with a password. That is possible by going to PHP MyAdmin page. Left click on the icon of WAMP server, and click on PHP MyAdmin. Default username is root, no password. When you log in, you can see this page with various options like databases, interface for SQL query, user accounts, export, import, and so on. We have created ISC5 as the database. If you have attended the class, you can recall that ISC5 was the database and student was the table within that. Now, if I want to see the structure of this student table, click on that, then click on structure. Here we can see the name of attributes, their type, whether it is varchar or integer, can it be null, and if any default value is specified, and some options to edit them. In this table, USN is the primary key as this symbol indicates. Okay, now it's time to learn how to establish connection. Before you execute any query, there should be some connection. Only then you can progress with query execution, data fetching, and presenting it to the end user. So if I have to establish connection, I should be knowing the username and corresponding password. In order to recall the username, go back to home page. Here is home icon, user accounts. Okay, ISC5 was the username. Does anyone remember the password we gave? To this user ISC5, I have given only rights to execute select. He cannot modify any data, neither he can create any table. It's only select for him. Can anyone recall the password? Okay, I'll use some other user account. Let's quickly create one. I'll delete this. Select the username and remove the selected user accounts. Let it be ISC demo, host name, localhost, JDBC 2020, JDBC 2020. Select option and also update. I'm giving access, I'm giving privilege to execute select and update command. Click on go. User account is ready. It is ISC demo. This is on the DBMS side. Now we have to write a program using Java language that will establish the connection. I have NetBeans IDE on my system, so I'll use the same to connect to the DBMS using JDBC driver. If you are new to the IDE and are familiar with only command prompt, in that case pay attention to the process. I'll be telling you how to create a project and how to execute a program in NetBeans IDE. Click on File menu and then New Project. Here it will be Java application. The category is Java and project type will be Java application. Click on Next. You can leave it as it is or else specify some name. JDBC demo. And your main class will also be JDBC demo. By default, the IDE creates a class with this name, same as project name. And then click on Finish. So this is the file that has been automatically created by the IDE for you. As I said, the class name will be by default same as your project name. And this is placed within a package with the same name. Nowhere I mentioned a command to create a package. However, all IDEs follow the practice of creating named packages. By default, it will be same as project name. So when you go to this project folder on the left pane, under this project folder, you can find source packages. You can create one more package if you wish to. Right click on source packages, new, followed by Java package. You can have multiple packages as part of this project folder. Right now our focus is on establishing connection. So we are good to go with this default package. You can add any document details. Who is the author? When was it created? Ideally you should add it. Now here we are supposed to write our code and the application logic. In order to connect to the database, what is the most primitive information? You are connecting to a database. Can anyone simply connect and access the database? You need to have credentials. Only when you have valid credentials with username and password, you will be allowed to connect to the DBMS, because that can host sensitive information which you cannot reveal it to everybody. What are those details? User, and this will be in what kind of format? String. This is how I declare. It is string user, string password, and you should also know the URL. Where exactly the database is located. Is it over the internet, which can be accessed using some known IP address, or is it on the local machine? These three values, username, password and the URL, are sensitive. So they should not be allowed to modify by any other code apart from the author of this class, you should not give scope for any other method to modify them. So I'll make them as private. They can be accessed only from class JDBC, not outside. Okay. Now I need to initialize them. What is the username? Let it be username. This is equal to this is the user account we have created just a few minutes ago. It is ISC demo. Write the same. ISC demo. And the password is JDBC 2020. These two formats are not difficult to understand. Both are of string nature, and you just have written the user account name and the password within double quotes. Fine. Now coming to URL, there is a specific format in which you have to give the path to particular database. You are making use of ISC5 database, which is located on your machine, localhost, and this localhost, it houses MySQL database, and you are using JDBC driver to connect with MySQL database. This is the format. So what kind of driver you are making use of? Vendor, each separated by colon, and it is present on localhost. If it had been over the network, then you would have some IP address or some web address. Okay, and this is the database that you will want to work with. So this is about the credentials. Connection has been lost to the remote machine. Okay. Now, once I know the credentials, I should establish the connection. Let the variable name be connection interface, and this will be of type connection. Okay, so initially this will be null. I don't have any live connection object, so it is null. I guess I need to import certain packages. Yes, whenever you want to deal with DBMS, this is the package that should be imported. Java.sql and all other sub packages present in that. Sub packages and the classes. This is being highlighted in red. It says it can be final. I guess some other syntactical error. We'll come back to that later. So this is the connection object that will hold the connection interface. So right now you don't worry about the type of variables that we have been using. Understand the process. We will be using several new types of interfaces and objects. Once we learn how to establish connection, execute and fetch the data, we'll revisit the same concepts from theoretical aspects. Okay? So what should be the value of this connection? Who will fetch me that? This is possible with the method called getConnection. And this method has been defined in driver manager interface. Driver manager. And this is the beauty of using IDE. So after driver manager, if you type a dot and wait for a second, you can get to know all the methods that are defined in particular class or interface. So I wanted getConnection. Here it is with 3 arguments. It is URL. Let us once again check the prototype. URL, username and password. URL, username and the password. Okay. So this will give you the connection object. Connection is ready. Now you want to make sure whether this connection is indeed assigned proper value or not. What if the final destination, what if the DBMS is down? What if username and password are incorrect? You need to check that. So in order to check that, you have to execute the program and resolve any compilation errors. But before that, let me resolve these errors. Before we proceed, are you able to see driver anywhere? We have created user accounts on DBMS side and we have IDE with the Java. We need JDBC driver. The other day I told you about MySQL connector and I had shared the file as well. So on my machine I have MySQL connector which is in zip format. Let me extract it. Here is the extracted file. So when I open this extracted files, here you can see this executable jar file. So my job is to link this file with my program. Go back to IDE and here there is one folder called as libraries. When you expand this, by default it has JDK files. Apart from that, I also want to have JDBC driver. Right click on libraries, click on add jar/folder. Jar stands for Java archive files. It will have compiled program and it will be stored as archive jar format, executable in the form of jar file. So browse your machine wherever you have downloaded and extracted the zip file. It is on desktop. Go on opening the folders until you find this jar file. So now I found that .jar file, MySQL connector with jar extension. Select and click on open. When you expand this libraries folder, it will be visible to you. Apart from JDK, you also have MySQL connector. It will have all files necessary to interact with DBMS. One common error I observed in lab committed by the students is they'll have numerous folders on their IDE, and later they assume they'll be working on JDBC demo, and they will have added the jar folder to some other folder. Suppose we are working on JDBC demo, so ideally I should be adding jar file to the libraries folder of JDBC demo. What they would have done is they would have opened some other project folder and they'll add it here. Obviously it will not work. So take care of such errors. I hope the procedure of making use of jar in your project folder is clear. Okay. I have moved the variables to class. I have created them as variables of the JDBC demo class. It was highlighting them in red. It was not allowing me to use private string within main. Okay. So earlier error is gone, and now one error is on line 15, line number 15 for this get connection method. So when I hover the mouse on this, it says unreported exception, SQL exception. So it should be either caught or declared to be thrown. Can anyone tell me what kind of category does this belong to, this exception? Is it runtime exception? This is not new concept. This is not related to JDBC. I am asking a basic question related to exception.
It is runtime.
Are you sure it is runtime? If it had been runtime, take for example arithmetic exception. Did we ever declare it or compulsorily caught that?
No, no.
Then it should be some other category. See, in this case, it doesn't say exception has occurred. There is a possibility. What if I type wrong username? Instead of ISE, if I type ISC, it will lead to exception because there is no user account with this name. What kind of exceptions must be caught or declared to be thrown in advance?
Checked exception.
Good. So whenever you have exceptions which should be caught or declared in advance, those are called checked exceptions. Otherwise, the compilation process will not proceed. It will be reported at the time of compilation. So either I should declare it or I have to place it within try catch. Try followed by catch. There is a possibility of throwing SQL exception. If such exception occurs, you print the string representation of this particular object, exception object. So once you obtain the connection, here print one success message. At this point, if the URL is correct, if your server is up and DBMS is running, it is in proper state to be accessible, username, password are correct and matching with each other, then you will be getting connection object. But if any of them is wrong, then your program will throw one exception and it is of type SQL exception. This is one case, and if it is correct, if all the parameters are correct, then this print statement will be executed. Now I have provided all details correctly, so ideally I should get success message. So once your code is ready and there are no compilation errors, you have to right click on that. Under this project folder, this is your file. Right click and click on run file. I have one exception. It says no suitable driver found. One possible reason is I have downloaded this file last year or last to last. Possibly either it is not compatible with this particular IDE. So you can try this with latest connector, MySQL connector. Okay.